Thank you very much. I see these beautiful teleprompters. Believe me, I'm not using them. You know, I said if you run for president, you should not be allowed to use teleprompters. Get these things out of here. I was watching Hillary making a speech, and it was outside, and they were dead, dark, big. They weren't even like this. These are clears. I could almost see right through them. But which really is disturbing. Is that disturbing to the audience? Wouldn't you think? But hers, because it was outside, were black, and they were twice the size. I said, what kind of a speech is that? That's not a speech. Most importantly, I brought my Bible. Okay? And, you know, it's First Presbyterian Church, Jamaica, and this was written by my mother with my name, this was a long time ago, with my name, with my address, with everything. In case I lost it, somebody would return it. You know, in the old days, if you lost something, they returned it. Today, a little bit less so. But I saw this, and I said, I have to bring it and just show it because it brings back so many memories. It's really an honor to be here. And, you know, David is a fantastic guy. He's done an amazing job. And we had some big news today with Boehner. And you know, I've been saying for a long time, and I was just telling, actually, David, who said, by the way, I'm not a politician and I'm not politically correct, and I think that's a great thing. I just am so tired. I'm so tired of the political. I love this guy over here. Thank you. I'm so tired of the time and the effort of all of this. We don't have time. We have a country that's in such danger and such trouble to be politically correct. Every word is measured. And I can do it. I went to great schools. I went to an Ivy League school. So easy to do it. But who wants to do it? We have to get to business. I mean, we have to just get back to business. But we're going to have a very interesting period of time. And maybe it starts today because Speaker Boehner, you know, some people like him on a personal basis. Do people like him on a personal basis? Anybody? You know, we want to see the job being done properly. We want people that are going to get it done. And I don't understand. They get elected. They're full of vim and vigor. They're going to change things. They're going to get rid of Obamacare. They're going to do all of these things. They come down to these magnificent vaulted ceilings that you see all over Washington. And what happens? They become different people. They become different people. They come out and they don't do it. And I will say, you know, for the groups that want to take what they say is a harsh tone, I wrote The Art of the Deal. And I will tell you, The Art of the Deal, if they would have read it, and I'm talking about the Republicans, we know where the Democrats are coming from. But we are so disappointed in the Republican establishment. Because if they stuck together, in all fairness, you have a certain group of 10%, 12% of Republicans that are out there fighting. But when the other side, which is Obama and the Democrats, when they hear that they're not going to win and they have no support, there's no way, from The Art of the Deal, there's no way that they can possibly win, that the Republicans can win. So they're out there, they're left hanging so many different times. If they actually were unified, if they were brought together and unified, and you said 4 very important things that you're going to take very, very strong, harsh measures, you're going to win. Because nobody's going to, in 50 years from now, in 100 years from now, in 2 years from now, and even next month, nobody's going to be talking about the speaker. Nobody's going to be talking about any of the Republicans. They're going to be saying, let's say something very important. The government shut down. They're blaming the president, folks. They're blaming the president. And, you know, it's sort of interesting when you hear the Democrats, they're very, very good. Very, very good. They go, oh, we want the government to shut down. We want it to shut down. That would be so great if it shut down. It would be so wonderful if it shut down. And the Republicans say, oh, they want it to shut down. Oh, that would be bad. We're playing right into their hands. These people are babies. Do you remember when they said they want to impeach? Do you remember? No, they're babies. They're babies. Do you remember when they said they wanted to impeach, a small group wanted to impeach Obama? Right? Remember? And then the Democrats said, no, we want him to be impeached. We want him to be impeached. Please impeach him. It would be so good for him. It will make him look so good. And he'll get all of his points out. It'll be wonderful. Do you really think they want him to be impeached? So the Republicans come back. I was just telling the folks backstage, the Republicans come back. Oh, we don't want to do that because he wants to be. Who wants to be impeached? Oh, it's so sad. I mean, you know, like you have this clown, Marco Rubio. I've been so nice to him. I've been so nice. I've been so nice. And then, no, but he's in favor of immigration, and he has been. He has been. It was the Gang of Eight, and you remember the Gang of Eight. It was terrible. And then he went down in the polls, and you have to stay. You know what? If you believe in something, you have to be true to yourself. You have to be. You have to be. But it was the Gang of Eight, and it was really, really, you talk about weak on immigration. Nobody weaker. And all of a sudden, he goes down in the polls, and all of a sudden, he starts changing his tone. But you never really change your tone. You remember that. And also, when you're elected senator, you have to go and vote. It's so important. You can't say, I can't vote, and he's got the worst record. And he hit me, and I said, why is he doing that? And sometimes the Republicans do it more than anybody because they want to sort of catch on. They want to get into the publicity cycle. And all you're doing is hurting yourselves. I mean, it's a bad thing. All you're doing is hurting yourselves. Now, we have so many people that can be and should be attacked. We have a president that is extremely bad for everything that the folks in this room stand for. I mean, extremely bad. You know, freedom of religion is so important. We just don't see it. You know, you take a look at a thing like the Iran deal. We talk freedom of religion. Look at the Iran. How long is this whole thing going to last? When we have incompetent people, grossly incompetent people, negotiating these vital deals like that deal, where 24 days and all, I don't have to go over all of the many problems with the deal. Even Israel is in such trouble with this deal. And you know, in that deal, probably it says, and nobody even understands what it says, which is a problem. But probably, if Israel ever attacked Iran, we're supposed to come to their defense. Do we know that? Nobody's able to tell us what is going on with respect to that. If Israel has to, because at some point, something might happen. The deal is horrible. The deal is horrible from any standpoint, and we have to do something. And I can say it's got to have to be renegotiated. You know, I've made a living of buying bad deals. I love bad deals because you buy them cheap. Do you understand that? You buy them cheap. I love horrible contracts. I love buying. I bought them from friends of mine. I buy a horrible, horrible contract. The poor guy's dying with it. He's getting killed. I buy it cheap. I then go and fight like hell and make it a great contract. Sometimes you chapter it, you do lots of different things, whatever you have to do, and you make it a great contract. That contract, that agreement, has to be changed. We have no choice. Because if it isn't, you're going to have nuclear proliferation. It's already happening. You're going to have potentially the destruction of Israel. It has to be changed. One of the things in that contract that I cannot believe, we're giving them $150 billion. Right. So, now, we're giving them $150 billion, of which they're going to use, and already are using. They're ordering missiles from Russia. They're doing things that probably and definitely we can't allow them to do. But they're doing it. We cannot allow the incompetence that we have going on in this country. We just can't. We have to use our greatest negotiators. We have to use our smartest people. We use political hacks. They're all political hacks. They're negotiating deals that they have no right doing it. Take a look at another thing. One thing. And look, nuclear is so important. But you have 4 prisoners. One of them's over there because he's a Christian. He's over in jail because he's a Christian. Now, at the beginning of the negotiation, by the way, it used to be 3 at the beginning. Now it's 4. But you say very simply, before you start, fellas, And by the way, I have to say to the women, it's all fellas over there. They haven't figured out that women are smarter than men. They haven't figured this out. A little detail. They'll figure. It'll take another 150 years, but they'll figure it out. You say, fellas, you got to give us back our prisoners. You got to do it. You got to do it. No, you got to do it. You got to give us back our prisoners. Now, they went to Kerry, who, as you know, broke his leg playing. This guy's in a bicycle race. Can you believe it? He's in a bicycle race. He's got the hat. He's got the emblem. I said, what's he doing? He was actually in a race. It wasn't just like, let's get a little exercise. Breaks his leg. This is our negotiator. All right, so he's in. He walks in. He walks in with crutches. They say, what the hell is with this guy? Is he crazy? We have to, very simply, as an example, that example, you walk in at the beginning, not the end. Not the end. You say, fellas, before we start, you have 4 prisoners. You don't want them. We do. Would send a great signal to the American people. It'll make the deal much easier. You'll make a better deal. It'll make it much easier. You got to give us back. If they say no, you take a walk because you know you're not going to get anything. You take a walk. You take a walk. And I guarantee you, as sure as you're sitting there, that within a short period of time, they call back, you have your prisoners. You have them. But here's the worst. It isn't even, and you need the right messenger. If I'm the messenger, you get those prisoners back. I'll tell you what. I'll make this statement. If I get elected president, before I ever get to office, I guarantee you they will be back. I guarantee. 100%. 100%. That's 100%. But you need the right messenger. And in the case of the prisoners, they never even asked. Can you believe it? They said, both Obama and Kerry said, we didn't want to complicate the negotiations. No, I mean, this was really a statement. We don't want to complicate. So it's time. I'm a businessman. I made a tremendous amount of money. Tremendous amount. It's ridiculous. I mean, I don't even believe it myself. You want to know the truth? I don't even believe it. I'm self-funding. I don't want to have the lobbyists and the special interests put money into my campaign. I'm turning down, by the way, I'm turning down millions of dollars. I've turned down millions and millions of dollars. I actually feel foolish because it's so anti-me. It's so like, it's not me. But I turned down millions and millions. And yet, you know, I was in Iowa 2 weeks ago. And I had a great audience. We've had just such great people and great crowds. And I said to the people, do you mind if I take millions of dollars? I promise you I won't do anything for the people giving me the money. Do you mind? And they all stood up and they said, no, no, no. It was really important. I didn't know it was going to be that important. Anyway, I think self-funding is great. I'm the only one that's self-funding. Everyone else, believe me, whether it's Bush, who, by the way, along with Rubio, but whether it's Bush or anybody, in favor of Common Core. I mean, think of it. Now, you talk from a Christian standpoint. You want local school representation. You want local. Common Core is a disaster. But you need people that really are tough and smart. You look at another thing, trade. That's what I'm going to do so good. I always say, I will be the greatest jobs president that God ever created. That I tell you. That I tell you. You know, people say, and actually, CNN did a poll, and I come out so high on that, on the economy. And by the way, like much, much higher, not even close. I come out the highest by far on that, and leadership. I come out high on leadership. And I come out high on really other categories. Then I say, if I'm so high on all these categories, why do we even have to have an election, right? Why? Why? But a woman stood up because I didn't do so well. You know, the one thing I was a little weak on, people were not sure I was a nice person. And I am. I am. I am. I am. I'm a giving person. I believe in God. I believe in the Bible. I'm a Christian. I have a lot of reasons. I love people. But the woman stood up. She said, Mr. Trump, I'm a big fan of yours, and I'm going to vote for you. But I don't know if you're nice enough to get elected. I said, I really think I'm a nice person, but let me tell you something. I really think this is going to be an election based on competence. Yes! We need now competence. And we have to have something. We need help. We owe China $1.5 trillion. Think of it. They suck our money out. They take our jobs. They do everything. And we owe them money. How does that work? Not so good. No, we owe them. It's supposed to be the other way around, right? Japan, we owe them the exact same amount, $1.5 trillion. They sell us cars, biggest boats you've ever seen coming into the harbors. You've never seen boats. I've never seen ships like this. They're loaded with cars. So they send millions of cars over here. We sell them beef. Beef. They don't want it. Half the time they send it back. They want to send it back. The farmers over there don't want it. So we take it back. That's not good beef by the time you get it back. I said the other day, no, I say it's aged. Now they call it Kobe beef and we sell it for more money. You know, it's one of... But you look at the imbalance. The U.S. trade, I mean, look at the U.S. trade. China, almost $400 billion a year. We lose. Japan, $75 billion a year. Mexico, they all say the fence. First of all, we're going to build a wall, and it's going to be a real wall, okay? If people like it or not, we're going to build a wall. And it's going to have a big, beautiful door, and people are going to come into the country, but they're going to come in legally. They're going to come into the country legally. And when people graduate #1 in their class from Harvard and Yale, we don't send them out, and they want to stay in the country. You know, there was a case the other day I read about where somebody, great student at a great school, couldn't stay, from India, couldn't stay in the country, no matter what, and they forced him out. And he founded a company a few years ago in India, 5,000 employees, one of the most successful companies, an unbelievable job. We could have had him here. And we forced them out. Silicon Valley needs people. We all need people. But we force these incredible people that have been in our system for years. We force them out. They graduate, boom, get out. So we've got to be smart. We've got to be tough. We can't allow our veterans to be treated the way they're treated. They're treated horribly. They're treated horribly. And our military, if I win, we're going to make our military so big, it's so strong, so powerful, nobody will ever mess with us, folks. We are really in serious trouble. You have... You have Putin the other day, not so long ago, saying, you know, they better be careful. We have nuclear missiles. I've never heard that, you know, coming from Russia. But you have North Korea. You have so many other places. I brought up recently, you know, during the debate. Anybody watch the debate by any chance? How did I do? How did I do? Right? I won every single poll. And yet these media people, oh, Donald Trump did. I won every poll. I won Drudge. I love Drudge. I love Drudge. But I won Drudge. I won Time Magazine. I won every single poll. Slate. Places I never even heard of. I won every poll. Then I turn on the television, and even, I think the Fox poll had me at second. And they wouldn't say it. They wouldn't tell. They wouldn't say I was at second. Other polls, they said I did great. Then I'm listening to some of the pundits. I won't use their name because actually some of them are getting better. You know, as I get higher and higher, we're doing great. In fact, with evangelicals, in Iowa, it just came out, I'm #1 at 29, substantially ahead of anyone else. I'm happy about that. You know why? That's the reason. That's the reason. But we have to be careful as Christians. The progressives are pushing to an extent that if we're not careful, we're going to have some big problems, and even bigger than we have right now. Look, we need people that can support us. We need people that are strong and smart and can back us. The word Christmas, I love Christmas. I love Christmas. You go to stores now, you don't see the word Christmas. It says Happy Holidays all over. I say, where's Christmas? I tell my wife, don't go to those stores. I want to see Christmas. No, I want to see Christmas. And you know, other people can have their holidays. No, but Christmas is Christmas. I want to see Merry Christmas. Remember the expression, Merry Christmas? You don't see it anymore. You're going to see it if I get elected. I can tell you right now. I can tell you right now. So I just want to thank you for it's been an amazing group of people. You've been amazing, and to have such a fantastic room. But I just want to thank everybody. You know, I got into this, and everyone said, there's no way he'll ever do it. He's got this wonderful company. I have a wonderful life, but I see what's happening. I see what's happening with the country. I see so many things going wrong, so many things that it caused really by incompetence that can be straightened out. We can straighten it out fairly quickly. I will tell you, if we don't stop it now, however, it's going to be, at some point, it's going to be too late. You're not going to be able to turn it. You're not going to be able to turn it. But I got in, and they said, you know, he'll never do it. So I did it. They all said, oh, he did it. Then they'll say, he'll never file like Form A, which is basically a single page where you're signing your life away. I signed it. I signed Form A. They said, oh, I don't believe it. Then they said, he'll never put in his financials because maybe he's not as big financially as everybody thinks. I put in my almost 100 pages, like the biggest ever filed by far. And I had it ahead of, but, you know, they said, oh, he'll ask for all the extensions. And you had some of the politicians asking for extensions, and they were one page. I put it in ahead of schedule, and it turned out the company was much bigger than anybody thought, much stronger. It's an amazing company, right? So they said, well, this guy might be running. Then I go with the polls, and the polls go up, just like the evangelicals in Iowa. The polls, I start, bing, 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 bing. And every single 2 or 3 weeks when the polls come out, they said, well, now he's reached his cap. I started at 6. It went to 9. It went to 12. It was like a rocket ship, right? You've seen it. I mean, I'm not telling you anything. And it went to 20, and it went to 22, then it went, and then the other day, in a Fox poll, it went up 2. And I'm killing everybody. And they say, other people are surging. Trump is staying still, but I'm up. I went up. I didn't stay still. I went up 2 points, right? I think 2 points. And I had another one where I'm 33. 33. And the next one, I think, was like 12 or 15. And they don't want to report it. They don't put the poll out. I said, why aren't you putting the poll out? Well, we don't like that poll. It's a great poll. It's a great poll. And they wouldn't put it out. So, you know, I get angry at these things because, you know what I like? I like fairness. Somebody said, do you have thin skin? I don't. If I'm wrong about something, I don't mind. The media can do whatever they want. But I have thin skin when I'm right about something, when I know they're doing a number on all of us. Because when I ran, and the reason I ran is because I want to make this country great again. And we're going to do it. We're going to do it. And we're going to do it a lot faster and a lot better than anybody thinks is possible. And I just want to thank everybody. You're special people, and I love you all. And this is the key. Thank you all. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you very much, everybody.